Hey guys, it's me Zayn, and today we're gonna take a look at the orchids which we saved together. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a mini video series about saving orchids, and if you want to check those videos out, you can click on the info card in the corner, but also you can find the links down in the description box. So, well, if I want to sum up like shortly, I received some orchids which weren't like super sick, but they weren't like super healthy either. So I decided to save them, give them a new, well, medium, new pots and stuff like that. So we saved these orchids, and then I made separate videos for all of them, and then we made, I think, a 1 month update. So today I thought I'm gonna make the 6 kind of month update, because when I received them and filmed them, they weren't like posted and uploaded at that time, so it's kind of 6 month-ish right now, the update. And also after that I wanted to film 2 Phalaenopsis orchids, how I saved them, but then I just made a preparing how to save them, preparing for repot video, because I actually didn't film the second part of the video when I potted them up. So we're gonna take a look at those Phalaenopsis orchids as well. There's nothing left here to see. Let's check out the orchids. Okay, so the first orchid here is the Dendrobium Phalaenopsis. Well, this is the first orchid which I'm gonna talk about, because this is the orchid which we saved together like for the first. So this is the orchid itself, and I think, looking at the previous video, this new bulb actually grew, kind of, I think. Well, I'm not sure about that, I'm not super sure, but I think it grew. There are no more like leaves at the top, because at some point when I looked into the crown of this new growth, I actually saw a leaf which tried to grow, but after it just dried up, and I wasn't sure if it's rot or something, and I was like, oh okay, if it's gonna be rot, I will see if it's a rot and I will see the rotting things, but there is no rot happening right now. So I'm not sure what happened to that part, to the crown, but now I'm waiting for this cane to actually mature. And as you can see here, this part, I think you can see that, but I have to check it out. Yeah, you can see that. This part is really just plumping up, and I think right now it's maturing nicely. I don't think it will, well, bloom for me, because, well, it's small, and also something happened to the top part, so no blooming this time. But I'm really happy that it's actually living, because I always kill Dendrobium Phalaenopsis orchids, because, well, I don't know why. Maybe it's an environmental thing, maybe not. As you can see, these roots are really growing nicely into the medium, and the dry top part of the leca petals is really not bothering the roots at all. I don't think there are too many roots inside the pot at this stage, because it's not growing like super fast. Also, it's winter time, it's colder, so it's really just slowing down things, the cold temperature. But yeah, it could be better, but you know, it's something, right? Okay, so these are my next 2 orchids, and if you remember these orchids, I told you they are probably the same. I still think they are the same orchid, but they were separated, so I put them up like this. So right now I'm gonna first talk about this one, the tinier one. For a long time this new growth was just, well, a bunch of leaves closed up, but like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago this pseudobulb really started to plump up. The actual pseudobulb is pushing out the leaves, and the pseudobulb starts showing between the leaves. So this is a good thing, because I can know that the pseudobulb is gaining, well, volume. But there is a sad thing about this one also. In the back part, as you can see, there is this tiny pseudobulb. After it, here was another pseudobulb with another leaves. It's gone right now. So the rhizome is still attached, the orchid is still together, but there is a missing pseudobulb. Well, the reason is, here was a very tiny pseudobulb. The pseudobulb had leaves, but those leaves actually were drying up. It needed its energy for creating these new leaves, new pseudobulbs and stuff like that. So as I was pulling on one leaf, I mean, I really do this. I pull dried leaves from my orchids with my hands. I don't cut them or anything because they come up easily, you know. I pulled on this leaf, and as I was pulling it, somehow the dry leaf was so hardened that it pulled the actual pseudobulb inside, the tiny pseudobulb inside, which was attached here. And as I was pulling and actually bending it down, I heard a crack and I knew that, okay, this pseudobulb is gone right now. So accidentally I removed the pseudobulb which was here, but anyways, it was tiny and this pseudobulb is bigger, this pseudobulb is plumping up, so a loss of a rather tiny pseudobulb is, well, not so much of a big loss, I think. Well, I will have to wait for the flowering for a long time, since this orchid is really tiny, considering that the pseudobulbs of these ones are a lot bigger, but actually it's doing fine. Here is my bigger Oncidium. Now this is quite the bushy plant right now. If we think about it, I just saved it. So look at this majestic plump pseudobulb. I mean, this pseudobulb was here when I saved it, because it was already like being created at that time. But I mean, look at that, it's so fabulously gorgeously plump that it's unbelievable. And this is the other growth. Well, the pseudobulb is plumping up in this one as well, but this is going to be considerably smaller pseudobulb. I was like peeking into the leaves because I was really hoping that if it managed to like create this big pseudobulb, maybe it will able to bloom and I will be able to ID it, but no. There is no sign of flower spike growing in between the leaves, but that's okay since it's a recovering plant. It was stressed. As you can see, all the pseudobulbs right now are in great shape. They are not wrinkly at all. And one more thing which is really good, look at this. In like half a year, this plant rooted itself down into the pot so well that it's unbelievable. And I mean, let's check out this root system. Here is a new root, here is a new root, here is a new root, here is a new root tip. You can see some root tips growing here, so the root system is really well. I'm really pleased. And if this will bloom and if my channel won't be deleted or demonetized by YouTube, I will show you the flowers of this one. You remember this? Okay, the last time you see this, everything was fine, but then I realized that the whole root system is just dead and there are no living roots. So basically after repot and after like the 1 month update for this Dendrobium nobile, all the roots dried up. I had to repot it again. I trimmed off all of the roots. I mean, there are literally no roots in this pot right now. Oh, there are! New roots are growing. That's actually great. So it's a surprise for me as well. So after I repotted it, there were like no roots at all in this pot. And this orchid was left without roots. Well, the great thing about that is, since this is a Dendrobium nobile, it needs a resting period. And I think I see a scale on it, so that's again bad. Not even one. There are 2 scales. Okay, this plant is full of surprises for me. Okay, so the things are really just happening with this orchid. Okay, so this plant has a scale infestation. We'll take care about that as well. Growths are starting to grow, new roots are starting to grow. It's good because since this plant in the resting period doesn't need that much water, well, I don't say it will like enjoy it not having roots, but as the new growths are growing in the springtime and it needs more and more water in the springtime, it will actually have the possibility to take up the moisture. So this is the update of the Dendrobium nobile here. Actually, I'm glad I made this video. And here are the 2 phalaenopsis. Yes, that one is that. After repotting, it just experienced a crown rot, and the rot was happening so fast it went into the crown, all the leaves fell, and that's that. All the orchid is like dead right now. But here is this one. Can you see any special thing on it? It has 2 spikes. Oh my god. This is gonna be the first orchid from these How to Save Orchids mini-series for which I will know how the actual flowers look like. Because after repotting, it just like didn't suffer at all. The roots helped it to stay hydrated, and also after repot the roots started to grow immediately. Like really, I repotted it, roots bang down into the medium. There are roots like growing anywhere. This is a root tip which is growing here up. This is a root tip which is active, and there are several roots at the top of the medium which are actually growing into the medium. All of the 3 crowns actually survived the repot. There are no rotting issues going on with it. This is one of the crowns. This is the main plant, I think. Here is the second crown, which is growing this new leaf here, which is not like super big, but still it's something. This is the third plant, the third crown, and as you can see there are quite a good amount of roots growing into the medium. All of the 3 plants are still attached, and I think I will leave them like this, and the 2 bigger ones are actually producing a flower spike. Both of them is producing 1 flower spike, which is really good. Well, I could actually cut it and leave the energy for the plant to grow, but no, I'm curious. Okay guys, I'm curious. I will leave the flower spikes. So everything is fine, everything is great, and these were my orchids for this update, and well, yeah, I think this is the video for today. Okay guys, so this is the video for today, and these were my orchid updates for today, and I'm really excited for the flower spike on that Phalaenopsis, and I really hope I will be able to show you the flower spike on that orchid, and or actually flowers on that orchid. And I hope it's gonna happen before YouTube decides to delete my channel or something, because stuff is happening these days. There's quite a drama. So yeah, this is my video for today. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, click on the like button. You can leave a comment down in the comment section below, and also you can subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click on the bell button so you will get notifications every time I post. Don't forget to visit my new Instagram account, and you can visit my other channel as well. And I really hope you will visit and subscribe to my other channel as well, because it's quite in a danger. So go and subscribe or something. See you next time. Bye guys.